This is a presentation of DirecTV, exclusive home of the Red Zone channel, the Fantasy Zone, the Dan Patrick Show, 20 years of NFL Sunday Ticket, the Rich Eisen Show, and America's premier source for sports television.
Okay, folks, give me something juicy.
Well, we caught up with Michael Phelps.
Oh, the DUI and the 6-month ban from touching water. How's he look?
A little rough.
Michael Phelps. Question, will not touching water affect your conditioning?
I'm a world-class athlete. I can bounce back, it's no problem. And I can drink water.
Is it true Subway dropped you?
Yeah, but I picked up Jimmy's cheesesteak, so I'm good.
So he's being careful not to touch water?
I guess you can say that.
Technically, he's not touching water.
Score starts right now.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple: C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Howard Collins for box score. Hello, welcome to the Box Score. I'm Brock in Los Angeles, joined by the Danettes out in Milford, Connecticut. Crazy weekend in sports, guys. There was a lot of talk about Dallas today. McLovin, what is the against the grain chat on Big D?
Well, Against the Grain Productions called the victory on Sunday night. So we pretty much had this team nailed. Sadly, they also called today that they're going to lose next week because it's all too good to be true.
McLovin, I got a question for you. So when you make a call like that, I had about 10 people on the Twitter say, wow, McLovin called the Cowboys beating the Seahawks. Why don't you trumpet it more? And I'm not really kidding. Why wouldn't you bring it up? Is it up to us to bring it up to like congratulate another Danette when another Danette calls something?
No, because people were killing me on Twitter because I'll be totally honest here, because Mike Greenberg from Mike and Mike also called it, which I found out on Friday after the show, and he called it before me. Not that I'm comparing myself to him, but it sort of took some of that. Was like, oh, Greeny already called that. I'm like, oh, come on.
But he's a host. You're like a football editor at Sports Illustrated. Your opinion almost has more weight than his. I'm not kidding.
Well, I don't know why, because here's why I apply. Because I get so many wrong that I don't draw extra attention to them. So why can I draw extra attention to this? And honestly, enough people were talking about it that I didn't even need to.
Well, another Cowboy victory meant that Shane Irving was celebrating. Fritzy, who had a better weekend, you or Shane Irving?
I'm going to say I had a better weekend. Shea always sounds grumpy and cranky even when things are going well. He should have been in a lot better mood. I guess that's just his personality. But going to see Landon Donovan's final match on Friday night, had a nice dinner Saturday night with the family, went to another family party on Sunday, spent some time with my daughter, we went to go see a movie together, just a father-daughter afternoon. It was a really nice birthday weekend.
Now, I got a question. You went to a family party. Was it for your birthday on Sunday? Is that why you skipped the Broncos at the Jets?
It was actually my sister's father-in-law was having a 70th birthday party that we committed to a while back. That didn't take a strong enough look, I guess, at the NFL schedule because we actually had to go through Jersey to get to Staten Island, New York. And just to my right, about an hour and a half before kickoff, there's MetLife Stadium where the Denver Broncos were in town to play the Jets.
What if the Danettes were actually thoughtful and bought you tickets to that game in advance? Would you have been able to bail on?
You know, I would not have, because it was too important an event, at least to my sister. She made it very clear because my wife couldn't go and my daughter couldn't go, so it was just me and my son. They had some kind of dance rehearsal mandatory thing that my daughter had to be at, so all four of us could not blow it off. And knowing that the girls couldn't go, we the boys had to represent at this family function. But it was frustrating seeing MetLife, knowing that Manning and the Broncos were 90 minutes away from kickoff.
What if Peyton Manning had left tickets for you like Landon Donovan did on Friday night?
I still couldn't have gotten out of it. That's, as horrible as that sounds, and as big of a Bronco fan as I am, had to do the family thing.
Well, you should take advice from Paulie. Paulie knows how to get out of these things, and Paulie knows how to have a good time. He had such a good time this weekend, he held on to a certain aspect of it all.
Notice?
Oh, the shirt?
The blouse he's wearing, yes.
Look at pants too as well.
Too.
The pocket right here.
Shoes as well.
Yeah.
Did you? Yeah. Full ensemble?
You know you don't mess with a streak. I performed well in the keg tossing, so I figured.
So were you? Did you get real sweaty and gross during the keg toss?
No.
May explain a few things today, if you know what I mean.
There's a lot of people there.
I did shower, though. But I wore the same clothes. Does it matter?
Yeah, that's all right. I think I've been in this since Thursday night. So you're good.
It's amazing. Nobody loves fall and foliage and earth tones more than Paul Papps.
It's true.
I don't even think this was he just loves this kind of like, this whole fall Vermont and brown feel that he just can't get himself out of it.
Got like the Merrells on, little hiking boot kind of thing, which I don't know how much hiking you're really doing, but it works with the outfit. That's
no, I've never hiked in my life. I mean, unless you'd call running uphill away from somebody, I guess that's hiking. I wish we could wear this every day. I wore this yesterday, and I knew I had worn it yesterday. I didn't do it by accident in any way. I was like, this was really comfortable. It worked out for me yesterday. I'm just going to wear it again. And I knew that by having that picture around that someone was probably going to bust me, but I wish we could just wear uniforms on the show. We could pick one outfit that we could wear every day.
No. See, the way that this works, right, okay, I'm really only comfortable in jeans, a flannel, and a hoodie. Right. So I buy a couple pairs of jeans, a couple flannels, and a couple hoodies, and then I can basically wear the same comfortable thing every single day.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do. You're already there. It's just make that a little more orange the next time, and then get the blue reverse one. You're good to go.
That's a really great idea. I'd like to find 5 different shades of these trousers and see if I could do that.
All right.
Seton, who packs more funk, Paulie's pre-worn clothes or McLovin's sun shower?
Oh dear. Well, I don't really get too close to McLovin. I'm sort of stuck back here. That being said, Paul doesn't pass much funk at all, actually. So
on the dance floor or in the smell department.
Yeah, right.
Although his step moves are pretty good.
Funk and Paul really never come into contact, actually. So I'm gonna have to just say McLovin.
Wait, but what makes you say I didn't shower?
Not today.
I mean, I have showered. It's his last time you saw me on TV, Brock.
Hey, I'm very close to McLovin, as we all know, and we don't know what goes on under the desk. He does not smell bad.
But your
at
stank
all.
cancels him out, though, so it's not really a fair.
There is no poor odor coming from McLovin. He's getting a bad record
here.
Okay. Well, Paulie made more waves when Greg in Pennsylvania called, and you set the over/under for his height and weight. Paulie, recap. What were the numbers on that?
Well, I know I'm profiling here, but Craig does not sound like a big, strapping man, and maybe that's just by the sound. And I guess I was wrong, and I said the over/under for Craig, who has a high voice, was 5'5", 135.5 pounds, and I thought the under was going to be right in there.
Well, he did not buy a dog. He called in and set the record straight.
Craig, your official height and weight, please.
5'10", 160.
Oh, he owns you, Paulie. Need proof.
But I just want to let you guys know, I'm sorry for the bad call, but you guys are great. I mean, this is one of the best collections of talent on the radio, and you guys really feel like a sports radio family, and you guys are great at what you do, and this is it's definitely my favorite show.
He's like a high-pitched Sasquatch. I've never seen a picture of this guy. I Googled Craig in Pennsylvania. I got nothing in the images department. So I think he's going to, as a journalist, I need proof here. So I stand by my guess.
Maybe he's in heels. Okay, let's take a break, guys. Coming up, the guys put Dan's arm and fandom to the test.
How far do you think I could throw this football?
50 yards. No, that does have a lot of weight to it. 40.
Maybe.
40?
Maybe.
All right, here's a physics question. If you threw it straight up in the air and you had to run and catch it yourself, how many yards do you think you could gain?
25.
That far? Wow.
How about I go during the break at the top
right?
of the hour, I go into that parking lot and throw it the length of the parking lot.
Welcome back to the box score. The boss laid down a challenge for himself in the first hour. McLovin, how'd he do? Did he throw it the length of the parking lot?
Not really. And also, the challenge was throw the ball to yourself and run after it, which is much harder. But Dan took it. Yeah, that's
a decent.
It's a nice toss. It's not quite the length of the parking lot.
To be fair, that football is very weird. It's like half a football, and it's lighter than. You can't really get into it. He threw it, I would guess, 35 yards. If he had a real football, and I think if he got loose, I said Dan couldn't throw 50 yards. I'm starting to think that it's going to be real close.
Did he have surgery on that? Was that the shoulder he had surgery on, Paulie?
Yeah.
I think so, and that's what worries me.
Man,
because
is that a risk?
That guy is, he's not going to stop until he throws the ball 50 yards or he goes for another surgery, Broccoli.
All right. Well, Dan had to defend his arm during the break. Then he had to defend his fandom growing up.
I promise you, I grew up a Cleveland Browns fan.
You were just talking on Friday about growing up in Cincinnati, a Bengals fan.
No. I grew up in Cincinnati. But I was born a Browns fan.
Like
I
at
moved
birth?
to Cincinnati. Yes.
By the end of the season, you're going to have founded the Dog Pound. This is ridiculous.
Oh, Danny. Listen, there's not a single person in the world who knew that Dan grew up a Cleveland Browns fan. All right, like I still get Twitter feedback, even when we're not talking about it, being like, dude, who's he kidding? He was always a Bengals fan his whole life. So I don't know. It's kind of fun though having everybody jump in on the ripping Dan for certain things.
What do you think of the move to bring in the notoriously honest Tony Dungy to back him up? That sounds like a setup to me, because if Tony Dungy backs your play, everyone believes what you say.
He's clearly desperate at that point.
Yes.
I mean, that was like his only lifeline. He was just grasping for something, and then he's like, oh, Tony Dungy, I could finally get some support here, change it.
Now, Tony Dungy did a thing. He didn't say, yes, I know Dan's a Browns fan. He used semantics, that the fact that the Bengals weren't around yet when Dan was a small child doesn't mean Dan was a Browns fan. So Tony Dungy, I wouldn't say Tony Dungy lied, because I would never say that, but I think he used semantics to help Dan out.
Tony said the same. He said the same thing happened to me. So Tony was a Browns fan too, even though he grew up in Detroit. What do you mean to say? The Lions have been around forever, so I'm not sure what Tony was talking about.
It's hard to follow all Dan's stories, and he's, when it comes to this anyway, he's a very straight shooter and a very honest man. But when it comes to this, for some reason, I don't know if it's because the Browns have just been playing really well this season. Where I was born here, but I was raised there. I went to elementary school here.
So you're calling Dan a liar?
That's as close as Todd Fritz comes to calling someone a liar, right there. That's like somebody calling someone a freaking liar.
It's just,
me.
It's just very questionable. Ages 3 to 5, I was outside Cleveland, but ages 6 to 9, I went back to Cincinnati. So I don't know what to make of it. As long as the Browns.
Wow. Deal with that, Dan.
As long as the Browns continue to do well, he all of a sudden he's on the
Dan's not going to want to hear about this on tomorrow's show.
Yeah, Fritzy, it seems like you guys have been challenging Dan quite a bit lately. Are you afraid that he's going to lay the hammer down on you eventually?
Yes, and he hasn't brought, I don't know why I'm bringing it up, but he hasn't brought up Wheel of Punishment in a while, so that's just right there on the horizon. When you start going in this direction, if he feels like he's being backed into a corner or being called out, he has a way of shooting back and having the Wheel of Punishment hang over our head.
Who has not spun a Wheel of Punishment yet?
I was involved with the Wheel of Punishment. I don't know if I physically spun it.
Did you physically spin it, or
no? But we did the painting thing with the Miami Heat.
Did you spin the Wheel of Punishment?
I don't think
that
I
was a
spun
flat
the Wheel
out
of
bet,
Punishment.
I believe, right?
Oh, was it?
That was a straight up bet.
That had nothing to do with Wheel of Punishment.
Fritzy trying to go wire to wire, show history without spinning the wheel.
I'm sure.
But Fritzy's right though. Dan sometimes really wants a Wheel of Punishment, so he'll be like walking around, like, wow, I kind of like the Chargers this weekend. Oh. Wheel of Punishment bet right there. Except that he has no stake on the other end. It's never a good situation.
Punishments on a wheel when he does spin is going to be wear underwear for a month. That would be his punishment.
That would be brutally savage. Hopefully it won't come to that.
I'm sure Fritzy will have a doctor's note for that. Okay, coming up, the guys are going to present some mock headlines as we do some battle. Welcome back to the Box Score. Now that the dust has settled on an action-packed weekend, time to grab your Steel's chairs, your tridents, your hand grenades, and sing it, don't bring it, as we bring you another edition of
Mock Headline Battle Royale.
I give you a headline, you give me a mock headline. First headline is Colton Wong's walk-off home run for the Cards tied the NLCS at 1-1. McLovin, start us off.
If hitting a walk-off home run is Wong, I don't want to be right.
Seton?
Colt 40 fine. Wong wins wild one with walk-off.
Very alliterative.
Colt 40 fine, like Colt 45.
Funky Colton Medina. There's nothing wrong with the Cardinals. They loke the series up at 1.
Dude, you get Tone Loc into more headlines.
Sure do.
Paulie, give it to me.
Nothing wrong.
Smokin' Wong, Cardinals riding high behind Hawaiian's one hitter.
Whoa, that's a marijuana reference.
Couple 20 points.
Thanks.
Next up, headline, Joe Flacco throws 4 first quarter touchdowns in rout of Bucks. Paulie, start us off.
This is not original, but I'm trying to take it off the board before Fritzy get it. Succaneers. Tampa makes Flacco look like an elite quarterback.
To you, Fritzy.
I had Buccateers. Flacco goes wacko, makes Tampa fans weep. Buccateers.
El Gordo y Flaco. Cuervas no comizan comico Buccaneers humildes.
Es un chistoso cómico. McLovin, you have the honors.
Flacco throws another TD. Fire the cannons at the players.
Our third headline, Mississippi State ascends to the top spot in the polls after victory over Auburn. Fritzy, you have the con.
I have pole vault. I'll take a shot in the DAC and say land sharks are for real.
Candy Graham.
Shot in the DAC Prescott.
Paulie.
P-O-L-L vault.
Dak breaker. Bulldogs quarterback takes down Auburn.
McLovin.
I hope this doesn't come off as tasteless, but Mississippi earning.
Wow.
The top spots in the polls. Off the 1989 film Mississippi Burning. Yeah.
Civil rights humor. Civil rights humor. Not bad.
Willem
That's a
Dafoe and Ned Beatty. Here we go. Seton, your headline, please.
Auburn. There's no salve for that tiger bomb.
Ooh, tiger bomb.
Tiger bomb.
That works.
Salve.
Very medical.
Rip
Last
it on
headline, guys. Patriots tight end Rob Gronkowski declares the entire offensive line should get laid after teams win in Buffalo. Paulie, you're up.
Buffalo wingman. Gronk sets up O-line to score. Buffalo wingman. Buffalo wing.
Nice.
Oh, pretty good.
Buffalo. The game was at Buffalo. The game was at Buffalo.
Oh, no boo to you.
McLovin.
Okay, it's not just the words here, but the delivery. Now that's teamwork.
It's teamwork.
People on the podcast, he's elbowing Fritzy. Seton.
Oh, boy. Gronk's a real blocksman. Wants O-line to show their O-face.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
Blocksman.
Bang Biscuit. Fritzy, your headline, please.
You have no chance because you had good ones.
Buffalo gals go round the outside. Gronk and teammates get freaky.
Ooh, Malcolm McLaren song. Go around the outside, goes round the outside. The belt goes to the front row. Seton, you are our mock headline champion today.
Yay! I want to share this one with Paul Pats.
Thank you.
You got pal.
I did nothing whatsoever.
Espanol Ghana this time. Still to come, we award a point or two after last night's Football Night in America Challenge. Welcome back to Box Score. Eli Manning did not have a good night last night, but more importantly, we asked the guys who would drop the name Manning the fastest between Bob Costas and DP. Let's sort it all out in this Week 6 edition of
The Danette Football Night in America Challenge.
Let's recap real quick. McLovin said Bob in 43 words. Paulie went Bob in 11. Seton said Bob in 1. Fritzy took Bob in 36. I said DP in 13. And our official count is Bob went the fastest to drop the name Manning. 9 words into the broadcast. So that means all the Danettes get at least 1 point for going with Bob. And when it comes closest to the hole, Paulie gets a bonus point for taking Bob in 11. Congrats, Paulie. That's 2 points for you. So here's our leaderboard.
Thanks, and thanks to Bob Casas.
Yeah, he brought it. Here's our leaderboard after Week 6 here. Paulie storms to the top with 3 points. McLovin, you and I are in second with 2 points. Fritzy and Seton are on the board with a point apiece. McLovin, it looks like you think you can move to the top tier next week?
I do. I think I have a new picture in my graphic too. I think the graphic guys are finally getting their act together. Just amazed that they got that math right.
It took like 70 man hours to put those up, though.
I mean, it's Week 6. Once we get into double digits, we know they're going to be lost on points. So this is good.
Oh my God, that's just a horrific picture. Okay, the fans also weighed in on this one. Here's what they had to say. Casey Claw took Costas in 15. And Dave C took Bob in 18. And Hunter agreed with me, taking DP in 19. Looks like Casey and Dave C were pretty close to it. So I don't know what the...
Oh, boy.
So good for
Close
them.
but no cigar. Suck it.
And that's how we do on the box score. Okay, Paula. No, Fritzy, take us home. Who's on tomorrow?
Ole Miss quarterback Bo Wallace, Heisman hopeful, will join us after the big win over
Communications
Texas A&M.
major, minors in psychology.
He's actually studying general studies. Maybe he can be more specific with us about his general studies. We may hear from T.Y. Hilton of the Colts. We may hear from Kurt Warner. But right now, Bo Wallace.
Car owner. Owns his own car.
Very
and
nice.
the Rebels. Ole Miss.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for watching the box score. Set your DVR or tune in weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, only on Audience Channel 239, or you can catch a podcast available on iTunes or at podcast1.com. There we go. Cheers, buddy.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Hey, thanks for watching the box score. Holy cow!
This was a presentation of DirecTV, exclusive home of the Red Zone channel, the Fantasy Zone, the Dan Patrick Show, 20 years of NFL Sunday Ticket, the Rich Eisen Show, and America's premier source for sports television.